What's up, everybody? Today I'm gonna be making a tier list for NFL logos. So I did a video about the same time last year where I did college football logos for Power 4 teams, and that video did really well. It got like 900 views. So that's one of the reasons I'm making this video. Uh, well, that's like the main reason. But I also, one of my goals is to like get a video with 1,000 views. So maybe this could do it. And then I kind of want to like really fully evaluate logos better because my college football one, I feel like I didn't do my due diligence in evaluating the logos. So today in this video, we are locking in. We are going hard on why these logos are good or bad. I'll get started with explaining a couple things about logos and what they mean to me. Number one, I think any logo that is just like the letter or simply just the letter is pretty bad, usually. Any logo that is just like just a mascot or their like um like their animal or whatever their like team mascot is, those can be good, but generally those are bad. But what I feel like what I really like is when you mix them together to make something great. But obviously, like, it's kind of pretty subjective to each logo. Some logos are gonna go outside those guidelines, and I'm still gonna like them, or I'm not gonna like them, that kind of thing. So I'm gonna get it started off with the Arizona Cardinals. This is in perfect alphabetical order. This is actually a really nice tier list. This is about perfect, on how I would like make it if I were to make it. The first thing I'm gonna say with the Arizona Cardinals. So I do like that it's an animal. However, this logo is not my favorite. The number one reason, and this probably isn't their fault, but I see lots of schools, like Cardinals is a very common logo throughout high school, college, and professional levels. I've seen this logo in multiple places. That's the thing I don't like. It doesn't feel very original. Now, obviously, the Arizona Cardinals, I assume, were like, they're the ones who made it like a popular logo because they're the NFL team that people know. And, so that might not be their fault. However, this isn't what I like looking at. I think the shade of red is kind of bad. I think you could make like the St. Louis Cardinals, I think have a much better portrayal of the Cardinal. I think this one is just one I don't like looking at. Like, period. I'll put it in D. I don't think it's like as horrible as F. I think it's slightly better than that. Next up, we got the Atlanta Falcons. This one is decent because it does combine. As you can see, you have like it's supposed to look like a falcon, like the wings of a falcon. I've never really thought about this, but it looks like an F. I do appreciate that. I think it's one that could use a rebrand. Like it's been around, I believe, for a while. And it's again like it does kind of do what I want, but it just doesn't really look good to me. Like I just don't like the look of it. Or I gotta elaborate that, but just the color scheme more like this kind of like darkish red. I would say for like the mix, I'll put it in C. But usually when they're mixing the mascot with the letter, it'll be higher. Ravens. This Ravens is what I really like. They do a great job putting like the B on the head and then also having the Raven included. So you know it's Baltimore and you know it's Ravens. That is a great job. Phenomenal job. They also have a nice color scheme with purple. So I think this one's S for me. It's fun to look at and it has the animal and the letter. So great job. Now we have the Buffalo Bills. This is one that's more, it's just the bill, and I'm not 100% sure why it's like the red going through it because I'm just not knowledgeable enough on that. I generally would say I like this for what it is. Blue and red, it looks nice. It definitely is a cool accent shot of the bill. So I think I'll put it in A tier. Definitely a good logo. Um, yeah, next up we got Carolina, the Carolina Panthers. Um, this one I definitely think looks pretty cool. It has a good looking panther, good colors. Definitely looks scary, and it kind of puts some fear into you per se. Uh, I think it's a solid B. Like it's not the greatest because I mean it's pretty easy to just get that panther, but it's still pretty nice logo. Next up we got the Bears. This is one. It is just a bear, but this one's been around forever, and uh, I think it's pretty iconic. Honestly, I might have to say I put it in an S. I just really like it. It's scary. Well, I don't know what his mouth is doing, but just kind of it's old, but it just kind of like doesn't feel as old. It just feels kind of right to have it. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I think the orange and it kind of just feels realistic with the shade. It just it's a cool logo. I like looking at it. This is one of the ones where it's pretty subjective, and I just really like looking at it. Cincinnati Bengals. Gonna be honest, this is another one. I like this because you have the B, right? So no, it's boring. It's just a B, but the color scheme with their orange and black colors, I really like this Bengals logo. I think they do a wonderful job with the stripes coming down representing the Bengal. So it's very clear what team they are. There's no question about that. But very nice looking. I honestly say we have 3 S's right off the bat, which feels a little ambitious. But honestly, I would think that. I might have to. Ooh, I might move the Bears down to A. I like the Bears logo, but I'm just thinking about some of these other ones. It's a little old, and it almost is old where it might put it down a little bit. Now, I think I can live with this. The Browns logo. So, the Browns don't really have a logo. So it's their helmet. I guess I'll just put it in F. I mean, the color scheme's not bad, but you need a logo to get rated for a logo. It's pretty simple. And then we got the Cowboys here. This one's really boring. Like, first of all, it's not a cowboy. It's the star, which more represents Texas, which would represent the Texans, which I don't understand. And it's just I don't understand how this has to do with the Cowboys. Like, I get why they have the star, and it is a somewhat iconic logo, but I just think that it doesn't provide the right meaning to the team at that point. Like, what are we doing? I got to put it in F. Like, it's iconic, but that's not really what matters to me, especially for a logo that just makes zero sense in my opinion. That one I feel like in the comment section we'll probably get some backlash, but most people don't like the Cowboys anyway, so I think it'll be fine. Broncos, solid logo. Just a mascot, but a very solid looking logo in my opinion. Got the nice orange hair coming out the back. It's a good one to look at. Pretty nice. I would say I'd probably put it in B. It's similar to the Panther. Then we got the Lions. This one's kind of similar to the Bear for me. So obviously just the mascot, and it kind of feels like old. Like it's not the best like representation ever, but it's kind of just pretty nice to look at. I don't hate it. I like the light blue color. I don't know, something about the Bears I just really enjoy, and something about the Lions is like, yeah. So I'll put it in C. Obviously pretty similar. It's just kind of my personal preference, per se. Next up, the Packers. As much as it pains me because Packers are one of the teams I am more of a fan of, this is just not a good logo. It's just the letter, it's just the G, and I think it's because it's been around for a while, but that's not good. It's kind of the opposite of what we want, so I'm going to put it in F. Texans. The Texans I like this logo, to be honest. It has a very nice okay, sorry, let me get back on track. It has the T, but it also kind of shapes it into like I don't know what exactly you would call this, but it shapes it into a nice looking thing, like kind of like a horseshoe. I don't know. But I just love how it's a T, but it kind of looks like the state of Texas. Maybe it obviously has like the star and the colors of their flag. I'm kind of losing how to explain this, but it's a very nice looking logo. Very, very nice looking logo. I think I will put it in A. It's close to S. I would say it's close to S. Next up, the Indianapolis Colts. This one is simple. It's kind of interesting. It's weird, but to be honest, I think it's pretty clean in the sense, like, it's symmetrical, which, honestly, I kind of like the fact that it's symmetrical. And that's something I kind of liked in the Bears logo. I'll probably put this in C because it's really not that creative, but for what it is, it looks pretty clean as a nice design. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Pretty similar to the Panthers here and Broncos. It's kind of just the mascot, and it's supposed to look scary. Jaguar and Panther are pretty similar in themselves. However, I just think this kind of loses a point for me in the fact that it's fang. I don't know. Something about it just doesn't really feel scary like these other two in B tier. So I'll probably put it in C. Like, it just doesn't have that same effect. It's almost like makes me want to laugh more, to be honest. The Chiefs. This one, not a huge fan of because it's really just their lettering inside a little arrow. So it's like, oh yeah, the arrowhead and whatnot. But I just think it's pretty, like, it's lack of creativity, honestly. I'll probably put it in D tier. It's not one I'm particularly fond of, and I think the red and white isn't a great color scheme for a logo as well. The Oakland, now Las Vegas, actually Raiders. They've been Las Vegas for a while. This one is so it does have the logo and the lettering on top of it, but it doesn't really combine them together. And I think whenever you're writing out the team name, I'm not a fan of this at all. Like, I really just think it's a little tacky to put the name on top. So I think I'd say D tier. Um, in the colors, nothing really jumps out. Kind of boring colors for a logo. Chargers. Los Angeles Chargers. One, I'm gonna be honest, to get there's really nothing here. It's the mascot, but it's very simple. It's kind of small. It's almost just a line running through the top. That's like the Chargers. So it's like the lightning bolt that kind of looks like hair, I guess. I don't really understand it. I mean, I actually have a hat with just the Chargers logo on it that I like willingly bought for myself, but I just think this is kind of an ugly logo. I'll put it in F tier. Rams. Now we're getting into a good logo. This is perfect. It's nice and modern. It incorporates the Ram into the LA lettering. I just think this is perfect. It's just so modern. Like, these two logos, I remember when they played in the Super Bowl, and it was like really fun. It felt really modern, and it was at the Rams Stadium, coincidentally, SoFi Stadium, and that just felt pretty cool. Next up, the Dolphins. This is one for just being the logo I absolutely love. I think the sun in the background combined with the dolphin jumping up. This is just an amazing logo with a nice color scheme that's enjoyable to look at with a bit of like teal and the bright orange. I'm going to put this in S. This is an S for me. I just think for just this in the spikes coming out of the sun kind of, when you really look at it, even if you're just looking at it, glancing at it, or if you're really looking at it, it's just good either way. Now we're going on to the Vikings, Minnesota Vikings. This one, quite frankly, I don't know, it's fine. It's not necessarily too scary. It's pretty nice design for the way the guy looks, but it's really nothing special. So I'll probably put it in C tier. There's kind of something left to be desired here. You could get creative. Like, you could somehow make a V out of something for Vikings, but they didn't, so that'll be C. Now, for the Patriots, the New England Patriots. Ooh, I do like the combination of the red and blue, but I don't know. This one, just, it feels kind of small, and there's no incorporation of the lettering. So I'm going to say, probably might even, I'll put it in C. I'll give it C. It's alright. He kind of looks funny, like that's his face. He has a really big, like, comical size of a hat. Then we got the Saints. So this is like the Fleur de Lis, I believe it's called. This logo is just kind of boring. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, okay, that for Saints. This one just kind of sucks. I don't know. I'll probably put it in F. Yeah, not good. And then another one that's not good. Color scheme too on the Saints, and this one for the Giants, bad color scheme. It's just the letters. I do appreciate the Y kind of going down. I think that does make it clean. So I don't know. Do I give it D? I don't know. I think I gotta give it F though. Just, you gotta have the mascot there for it to be interesting. Um, Jets. Yeah, this one's also well. Okay, so if you really look at it, you can kind of see the design of the jet. I think that's what that is right there. And it is in the shape of a football. And I do like the green color, so I think I'll give it D. There's some effort there. I can tell there's some effort there. Um, Eagles. Um, this one's fine. It's the mascot and it's good looking and it makes sense for the team. Pretty iconic. Which can help. I think it's scary. I think it's just in B. B's kind of become this tier of, it's the mascot and they look scary. So I think I'll put you in B. I guess these are kind of like the Bills and Bears are kind of a tier above where I just really enjoy the look maybe, but Pittsburgh Steelers, this one's kind of a tough one because it does have the name, but I think it definitely does a better job. But like, so it does a better job than the Raiders, but like, what is the Steelers trying to say? Or like, what is it? How is this a steel? Like, is it like a plate? I don't know. I just don't understand this logo, I guess. So I think I'm gonna put it like in D because it does look decent. So I'll give it that. But there's something to be desired here. Um, 49ers. This one's just the S and the F. However, I think I don't know. I just don't want to get. I feel like I'm hating on the F a lot. I I might move the because I'm just looking at these logos. I don't know. I think this 49ers one is fine. Like, it is just the lettering, but I think it's clean. And sometimes logos are just clean. I'll probably put it in D tier. What makes it better than the... I don't know, though. I am kind of going to lose my... You know what I think I have to do? I gotta give my Giant some love. One reason I just thought about the Giants in this logo is kind of big compared to other logos, like slightly larger. Like you compare them, it's a little larger than a lot of them. So I'll put that up. I'm gonna put I think the 49ers is bad. I was trying to justify it because I don't want to crowd the F. I also think the Packers is just iconic enough where I can put it like in D tier as well. That's where I think I'm at right now. And I'm gonna move the Jets up to C because I feel like I do this a lot in my tier list videos, but I feel like as I'm going along, I'm just kind of like trying to like justify, uh, like trying to make them even, and I'm not really properly reading the logos, which I kind of just did here. But now that I think about it, like if I am trying to make it even, like I gotta be honest, like I was just I gotta go. Well, pretty much what I'm trying to say is I can't just stick to, oh, it's just letters, so it's bad. Those are kind of my general standards, but a lot can change. That's where I think that's what I'm trying to get at here. We're gonna sneak the Jets down to D. I can't leave them in C. I'm sorry. I know this is changing a lot. Seahawks. This one is an interesting one. I try not to be biased because Seahawks is definitely a team I like. I The Seahawks, yeah, it's kind of like these, but it also is just like frowning. It's not really like scary. I guess it is kind of scary. He kind of does look angry, but he kind of just looks like mad. Like I don't know. It's not the same. I'll probably put it in C tier. Buccaneers. I think this is a solid one. I really like the football, like the flag, the guy in the flag, and then the football coming out, and then the swords coming out. I think it's pretty creative. It's like pretty witty. I might even put this one in 80. It's pretty nice. It's very nice. We'll also have another good one here. Tennessee Titans. They are a pretty bad team right now, but their logo, man, I'm telling you, you got the flames coming out the back. You got the T. I don't really know how this incorporates with Titan. Like, what is a Titan? Like the Titans of the league. Like it's really powerful. So I think you can kind of make this whatever you want. Like a Titan of a asteroid, maybe. I don't know. This one looks really nice to me. I'll probably put it in S tier. I love the flames, the blue and red, and then the stars. I think they did a great job. Then we're gonna kind of end on a bad note because I think this new Commanders logo is like horrible. I think I wouldn't say they're rebrand. Like I'm okay with the color scheme with like the the Redskins became the Washington football team, and then the Commanders. But I just the W, and there's a little bit of flair. But I just for me like the Giants has a little more flair than this. This is just a W, and it's blocky, and I almost don't like that as well. I just don't understand why you couldn't make it like an actual commander. I don't think they've incorporated that any of that to the rebuild. It feels like an attempt to be modern, but it's like oversimplifying it. Like this one's modern, but this one's very cool with the curve coming down. This is also modern, but it's just very boring and not fun to look at necessarily. So I'm gonna have to put that in the F tier. So these are my rankings. Feel free to disagree because honestly, this is very, very subjective, and I'm sure there's probably people it's almost the opposite. Um, but yeah, for me, this is the logos I like best. Make sure to subscribe, like. You can comment on this video. You can also share this video to get more people to watch it because I enjoy that as well. And yeah, have a great rest of your day.